I bid you a greeting. I bid you shalom. To the Most High we give the most praise. And for those of you all who just came to spectate, I advise you to buckle your seatbelt. We are going on a ride tonight. I won't be checking tickets because if you're not supposed to be here, we're going to find out real soon, because what's going to happen is it's going to hurt. And when it hurts, you're going to scream, you're going to say something reckless, and we're going to know you're not supposed to be here. But to all of the children of the elect, to all of the righteous, to all of the chosen, you are in the right place for your daily dose of facts over feelings, where we dig into the mysteries, dig into the facts, and arrive at some conclusions to give you something to think about. Once again, brought to you with severely heavy IG interruptions. This is the most interrupted live stream on the internet right now. As a matter of fact, tried to do a show today and they wouldn't even let us connect. We had to do it old school and get on the phone. Oh, the enemy is upset right now. We done told the truth. We done showed our true colors. We done put on our war paint. We done got fired up in here, and they don't like that. But that's all right, because you're going to be all right. And I hope y'all are all right tonight, too. I want to send a major shout out to all of the members of the Not Fucking Around Coalition. We have become somewhat of a global phenomenon. Yes, the people are awake all around the world. And some of those folks have checked in and said, thank you for showing us how it's done. We'll take it from here. Now, everybody looking out their window, because there's a gathering of people pissed off with pistols. Say that again. People pissed off with pistols, ready to parlay some passion into the place to be. I'm here to let you know that I'm so glad to be with you tonight, because I could have been anywhere in the world, but I chose to be right here. Factz Ova Feelingz. We're going to unpack two things tonight, and then I'm going to raise up out your hair. I don't want to hold y'all long. I know a lot of y'all got your quarantine to get back to. But when you look around you, you start to wonder, what is really going on? What's really going on? What's really happening behind the scenes? What's going on, y'all? What is it that, who's upset that they can't have it their way? So they done shook up the whole playing table. Who done knocked over the Monopoly board? Who did it? We don't know, because half of us can't figure it out, because most of us have been asleep. Most of us have been brainwashed. And here, this is the washing machine of your soul here at Factz Ova Feelingz. We try our best to try to bring you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. I myself, being a student of the ancient texts, as well as the texts that were taken out of what they call the Biblios, which is the Latin word for book. You put holy in front of it, it becomes the holy book. So anybody can have a book. So the Biblios means nothing. Oh, it's in the Bible. Oh, it's in the book. Okay, I'm not looking for the book. I'm looking for the holy book. Not the book you wrote, not your version of the book. I want the book. Where is the original copy? Is there just a piece left that I can look at just so I can make sure that what you're saying is not, because they even tell you up front, it's his version. If I wrote Grandmasterjay's version of the Bible and then I died and y'all was passing it around, oh, y'all reading from the JKV, the GKV, whatever you want to call it, either way, it's my version. It's my rendition. It's what I think. It's what I want to stick in it, what I want to take out of it, and that's what you gonna get. I'm never gonna show you the original, because if I do, you might find out I don't have no power over you. You might find out that the only way I keep you under control is through fear. I keep you scared, always scared of something. Scared. Let me teach y'all something real quick before we get started, children of the Most High. And that is, if you know anything about breeding dogs, I have a Doberman they never appear on the same day. Y'all know if the ghetto ducks show up, then the dog doesn't make his appearance. I think they be talking like you gonna bust up in the show tonight. This morning we got visited by the ghetto ducks that illustrated Yah's word perfectly. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. So normally after that, the Doberman will pop up and ease in the picture to try to point my head at something that I need to be teaching about. But if you know anything about breeding dogs, that the dogs that have the melanin, the dogs that have the most melanin in them, black, brown eyes, melanin, those are the dogs that they consider to be the top of the breed. They have a high melanin level. But when you're breeding certain animals, if they produce an albino, That means that it is melanin recessive. Its genes are recessive. That animal tends to be jumpy, paranoid. It'll bite you because it's always afraid because its vision is not as good as the melanated dog. Its hearing is not as good as the melanated dog. It resorts to what they call fear biting. And it'll bite you not because you did something to, but you startled him because he's always paranoid. See, he has no melanin in him. And when you don't have melanin, you don't hear as much as we do. You don't see the full spectrum of colors as we do. Don't get mad at me. Don't call me a hater because I'm telling you the truth about you. I didn't make you. Y'all made you. I didn't put you in the situation. Y'all put you in that situation. I didn't make me. I'm so glad he put me in here. You know, every day I get up and I say to myself, why do they hate me so much? And then I happen to pass by the mirror and the mirror be like, where you going? Come here, beautiful black man. Let me talk to you for a minute. Then I'm like, talk to me, mirror. Mm-hmm. And then the mirror break it down to me. It said, you know, you are God personified on earth. The real man, the black man is, and that's why they hate you. And then it says, same thing to you, sisters. Come here, don't you go nowhere, come here. Sisters that say the same thing. If the mirror be saying different stuff to sisters, because the mirror be like, oh, look at this, a black Nubian queen. And then they be like, well, why you putting on a disguise? They need a disguise. They ain't got no features. You don't have to draw your full lips on. They ain't got no lips. You ain't got to put a wig on. You have hair. There's a difference between hair and fur. I know somebody get mad. Go on and do your research. I don't say nothing that I can't back up with facts. That's what we do here at Factz Ova Feelingz. Now, let me set some things up for y'all before we get started tonight. First thing I want to deal with, before I go any further, is I want to give praise to the Most High. And I always do this before I start because I know at some point he's going to want to get in the conversation too. He's going to want to talk to you because you've been talking to him and you don't think that he's listening. And there's so many levels to this teaching. Stop putting yourself on the same level as the creator of all things. You're not equal, and stop bringing him down to your level. You know, Yahweh was talking to me the other night. No, he wasn't. He's not that simple. Don't you think that he has a structure between him and you, that if the message needs to get to him, there are some entities that are dedicated just to you to make sure, because you're special. Souls are not something you just throw away. That's why the death of an individual each time that has not graduated from the classroom where souls are developed is a problem. What are you doing back here with? You killed me and I'm back again. Now we got to put you back through this again. You having deja vu every 5 minutes because you're talking about, I've been here before. I done seen this before. Of course you have, because you've been here before. You got this far before some idiot hit the reset button on you. But that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make sure we got our head in the book so we're in alignment with Yah, so that way when we go through all of our tribulations that's supposed to develop our soul, we move on to the next level and the next level, and we evolve, and then boom, we graduate. We do it the right way. But you have, since you're special, you have watchers that are assigned to you. Oh, y'all heard the story. Oh, that must be my guardian angel. The meaning of the word angel is messenger. So he's bringing you a message. His job is to run back and forth. Hey, God, this was happening with so-and-so, and so we need to go ahead and get a ticket in. But then again, even he don't get to see. Yah, he doesn't have direct access to Yah. Study the books. Put your head in the first book of Enoch with Yahweh's name restored, where it talks about the structure of the Kodesh Malachim, where it talks about the different levels of heaven, where it talks about the 4 archangels that are the intercessors for the watchers who bring the message, and then they go in and see the boss. The boss is busy. He ain't got time to worry about you. He already told you what the rules was. He already set the place up for you. You in school. Your mama is not going to be in every class with you trying to figure out what's going on. If you need to get a message to your mama, you talk to the teacher. The teacher go talk to the principal. The principal got to get on the phone. They got to call your job. Then you get the message. Well, it's the same way. Okay, here I go. I got to teach again. Hold on a second. I see I got some people who they don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all hold on. I got it. I'm going to have to do this. I wasn't going to do this, but I can tell by looking at the comments that some of y'all just don't get it. So let me go ahead and open up the book and make y'all understand that he actually talks about the watchers and what they're supposed to do. And if you study the scriptures, it also tells you the purposes of the watchers. And I'm going to cover that. I've taught this before. I feel I need to reteach it very briefly right here. If you have your version of the first book of Enoch, which was taken out during the canonization of the 66 books, which represent the Greek Masoretic text, that is not all of the books. They took them out because they wanted to control you. Yes, I'm going to shatter your theology. Join me in chapter 15 somewhere, around verse 15. Verse 15:1. It says, 15:2. It says, and tell the watchers of heaven on whose behalf you have been sent to intercede. It is meet for you that you intercede on behalf of man and not man on your behalf. You see, what was going on was Enoch had to go and talk to Yah because the watchers had screwed up. They screwed up. And then when the guardian angels, the archangels, found out what they had done, they went and told Yah, and Yah was like, that don't look good. So the person that they were supposed to have been watching had to come and try to intercede on their behalf. The watchers, the ones that's supposed to be watching over you. Okay, it says, for what reason have you abandoned the high Kodesh and the eternal heaven and slept with women and defiled yourselves with the daughters of the people, taking wives, acting like the children of the earth and begetting giant sons? Notice he said, acting like the children of the earth. You are the children of the earth. Think about it, people. Who was the original man? So who is he talking about? He's talking about you. Surely you used to be Kodesh, spiritual, the living ones. You had eternal life. But now you have defiled yourselves with women and with the blood of the flesh, and you had children, and you have lusted with the blood of the people, and like them, producing blood and flesh, which die and perish. He's telling some beings that were supposed to live forever, that y'all got carried away. I gave you the ability to become physical so that you could go down there and work with them. I didn't tell you to go down there and have a party with them. I didn't expect to find you up in the VIP with bottle service going and dancing sparklers, and you laid up there and you supposed to be the watchers. What the hell are y'all down here doing? You slept with them. Oh, Lord have mercy. Don't you know? You weren't supposed to do that. You done mixed yourself with something that I never intended. Oh, Lord, I made her look that good. I had the sister looking that good. Sister, you know how good you got to look that the angels want some? Brothers, y'all sitting around, y'all playing your sister to the side. When he made sisters, he wasn't playing. Oh, I know some people out there, they go, who is he talking to? I'm talking to black people. If you're not black and you tuned in, you just have to sit there and take it. I told you this one for you. I told this for me and my peoples, because somebody need to love on just us, not trying to love on everybody else involved. I'm saying somebody else do love you, because if somebody do something to you, there's always somebody that's going to come to your defense. But who's going to come to our defense? Who's going to come to the defense of black people? No, I'm not talking about a country, and I'm not talking about a phenotype. I'm talking about the 12 tribes. Who's going to come to nobody? Nobody's going to come to their defense. So that's why I do my job on a daily basis with sword and shield in hand, trying to come to the defense of my people and not afraid to be unapologetic about it and not afraid to step up and say and do something about it. You know, I had a conversation, big shout out to my man Yuckmouth today, and I'm going to play the video later on, but Yuck said what nobody else wanted to say, and you know, I'll let him say it, but I'll go ahead and say it. It's amazing that everybody who's been sitting on here all these years talking about they ready for that rah-rah, that they ain't having it no more, that we need to do this and we need to do that, and let's get it done, and come on, let's go take it to the man. Y'all been saying that shit for all these years, and then when the shit finally happens, y'all quiet. I'm surprised that black media, news media ain't said shit about history that has been made. The media, the mainstream media has already caught on to it, and y'all quiet. Why are you quiet? That's what you've been talking about. That's what you said you wanted. That's what y'all been talking about y'all want to do. That's why y'all marching. No justice, no peace. Okay, it ain't been no justice, so we threw the peace out the goddamn window. And now y'all over there, I don't hear shit. Goes on to say, indeed you formerly were spiritual, having eternal life and immortal in all the generations of the world. And that is why formerly I did not make wives for you, for the dwelling of spiritual beings is in heaven. But now the giants who are born from the union of the spirit and the flesh, pay attention, shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, because their dwelling shall be upon the earth and inside of the earth. Do you see what they're saying? Once a soul is created, whether it is evil or good, it can never be destroyed. And so there's no way they could ever leave this place, because if they did, they would be an abomination across his entire creation. So he condemned them here. So you can kill the physical, but you cannot kill. I'm going to say it again. You cannot kill the soul. You cannot. It is a spiritual energy. Cannot do it. So therefore, when you hear about an evil spirit, when you hear about somebody is possessed by an evil spirit, then guess what? You're talking about the spirit of the offspring of the union between man and the watchers. Then after he condemned the watchers, he had some more people take their place, because these folks was never leaving. So when some of you all find that you have people around you who seem to be acting real strange and acting out of character, or just flip completely out and it's totally against their character, and it's like they were a different person, don't always think that it's mental health. We fight a spiritual battle every day. There are people in your family that you think don't lost their ever-loving mind. They haven't lost their mind. They are in the possession of an evil spirit, and they've got y'all so brainwashed that you don't know the original word, that sounds spooky to you. Then all of a sudden you're sitting there thinking that sounds like something out of the movies. No, movies are fake. This is real, and it's not taught to you, because as long as you don't know this, you don't know the power that you have over them. You don't even understand how to utilize the powers that have you connected to the Creator. He gives you certain abilities. He gives you certain gifts, and those are to protect you and to project you when you need them. And a lot of you all are stupid and dumb as to how powerful you really are. You're even invoking the name of your enemy and giving him power when you think you're saving yourself. Think about it. We could all be on a plane right now singing Kumbaya. Let that motherfucker fall. Ooh, soon as it fall, everybody turns into the Cincinnati Mass Choir. Oh my God. Somebody sitting there screaming, oh, Jesus, help us. Jesus? Don't you mean Yeshua? Oh, but that's a whole nother story. You wasn't taught about Yeshua. No, you wasn't. It says evil spirits have come out of their bodies, because from the day that they were created from the Kodesh ones, they became the watchers. And their first origin is the spiritual foundation. They shall become evil upon the earth and shall be called evil spirits. This is what Yahweh said. You understand what I'm saying? This is what God said. He already, y'all have to, I used to wonder when I was a kid, well, so where the evil spirits come from? I'm a little confused. Y'all never tell us that up in the slave master church. You just say like, it's an evil spirit. They try to tell you that when you have an emotion, that's an evil spirit. That's a lie. They try to tell you that when you have a mental condition, must be evil spirits. That's a lie. It is very specific where these spirits come from. They come from, they're the remains of what's called the Nephilim, which was the offspring between the watchers and the women. Y'all didn't play that. And we're stuck in the aftermath here. Are y'all learning something? Very good, because we're going somewhere way down the road with this one on Factz Ova Feelingz tonight. You know, I saw the story. I've been watching the headlines. I know y'all been watching the headlines too. It's kind of distressing. Every time I read them, I know why the white people is upset. I'm going to read a couple of these headlines to you. Local militia challenges white supremacy during the 4th. Lie. Armed NFAC black militia at Stone Mountain. Facts. NFAC hold protest at KKK gathering site in Georgia on 4th of July to demand the removal of the carvings. Halfway true. I like the way they put this one. They put NFAC, not fucking around coalition, is in Georgia. That was a headline. And then somebody else said, what is the NFAC and does it really want Texas? Oh God, I'm dealing with people who just didn't graduate. Y'all skipped that last class, didn't y'all? They so fucking fixated on Texas that they didn't hear the second part, or let us leave. I know there should be some white people say, I didn't hear that part. Yeah, I'm going to say it again. We're not trying to stay up under you. We're not trying to, and I know I'm going to have some people out there say, we use ours, it's all of ours. I can't take it, it's ours. Look, you got to know when the ship is infested and sinking. You get off and get into a lifeboat. Just go over there, get your own together. The boat, going on down. Then you got to come back and rebuild it. Y'all all want to stay on a sinking ship and fight over something that is already way beyond our capability of taking right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. This ain't the first time they've had a great civilization here on the North and the South American continent. Okay. You have to remember you had Coral Super. That was the Coral Super civilization. That was about 2500 BC. You had the Olmec civilization. That was 1200 BC. You had civilization, the Maya civilization. You had the Zapotec civilization, the Nazca Nazca. Okay, they're like the Nazca lines, the Tiahuanaco Empire. You had all these great civilizations, the Wadi civilization. All this is here. This is before the white man ever set foot in here. The Inca civilization. You had the Mississippian civilization. How many of y'all knew that there was a civilization in the Mississippi Valley? The Aztec civilization. All of these great civilizations was already here. So don't think like this civilization can't go away too. There's always been civilizations coming. Always. So when I tell people we got to pull out and go where we are the majority, we got to go where we're the majority. Where everybody is, let me tell you something, until you left the place where you live and been to a place where there's no racial discrimination, it's weird. I'm not going to lie, it took me a while to get used to it. I went to a place where I was so used to racism that when people started giggling at me, I was ready to shoot up the joint before the person I was with was like, Jay, calm down. I'm like, wow, no, everybody laughing. This shit ain't funny. It was like, bro, they're not laughing at you. They're celebrating your melanin. They love to see a melanated person over here because they know the darker you are, the more closer you are to the original man. That's why they point like, oh my God, look at the melanin man. My mind was blown. So you have to, before you can begin to tell somebody what you think you're worth, you have to realize what you're worth and walk in what you're worth. And then people can see that you hold yourself in a high self-esteem, a high racial esteem, and that you place proper value. For instance, y'all seen the video. Sister girl was saying what she had to say, and she know how we do. We a lot of energy when we talk. Head was going on like this. The white man and the white woman was in the corner. They can't stand when we get like that because it's not in them. Have you ever watched a white person lose it? It's the funniest shit in the world because they're not like us. They're not like us. When we get pissed, we get this mood about us. We get this energy. Our face get a certain way. We start to look like the Sphinx. We start to look like one of the statues. We start to look like Easter Island. Start to look like our war face. And when they see that, they got plenty warning. It's plenty warning. Remember, every time that they will come into one of our civilizations, what's the first thing you will see? A statue of our war face. Soon as you pull up, I wonder who live here. Well, these motherfuckers don't play. You get what I'm saying? We get the war face going. Sister girl had the war face going with the head going, doing her thing. And it got escalated. And y'all know we old school, step outside. She said, step outside. She stepped outside and they gonna go outside and the brother gonna start beating on the sister. There was a brother that came flying in from the 3 o'clock position. If he didn't imprint the spirit of Odin on that dude, he beat the brakes off him. There was no way they could stop him. He beat him so bad that I was like, look, bro, you don't have to get another ass whipping for like another year because you got ass whippings on credit. That mother gave you like 3 ass whippings all at the same time. So you can take the one you just got. You got 2 more now, so you can fuck up 2 more times with black folks. Pull his card out and let them see I got my ass whipped severely by a brother for putting his hands on a sister because we supposed to hold the sister in such high self-esteem that if you put your hands on her, I'm just going to black out on your ass. That's all. I'm going to black out. And when I come to you, what happened? What did I do? Okay? And blame it on something else. I had a rough childhood. I don't know. Shoestring broke, something. But you're going to catch it. So it's a difference when we go off. Then when they go off, this shit is funny because it's always the same. It becomes this animal shit. And you sit there like, okay, this motherfucker here. I'm not scared of you, bro. That's your approach. That's your approach. Your approach to me is to try to act like me. That don't work. Be yourself. Because see, I'm 100% man and you're half. That's why you're mankind. I'm man. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. What's kinda like a man? Come on, y'all. Y'all looking at me like I'm telling y'all something that you didn't already hear. I'm just putting it together for you. Connect the dots. So there have been civilizations before this. And if y'all can't understand that it's time for us to separate ourselves so we can get ourselves together, then you're a part of the problem. I'm not going to keep telling y'all the same thing every night. I'm not going to be here too much longer. Y'all know I got to get up off of IG. This to the point now where I can't even go live and do nothing. Y'all know we about to move. I don't want y'all to come here and this account ain't here no more. And now you sitting around like, well, which way did he go? Because I'm telling y'all too much truth and I'm walking in too much purpose. And now I'm strapped up shorty and they scared. They scared to death. After all this shit y'all did to us, I'd be scared too. Sometimes I try to put myself in their place. Let me be fair. Let me try to imagine what it would be like if I enslaved somebody. Did all the heinous stuff. Now, see, first of all, I got to clear something up. Slave is not a noun in the sense. To slave someone is an act. It is a violent act. It is a violent, ongoing act. If I bring you in my house and I slave you out, I'm going to have you doing stuff against your will. And when you don't cooperate, I'm going to do something to you to try to make you do it. And then if you still won't do it, I just kill you. Slaving is a violent act. You understand what I'm saying? So when you stop and think about it, you know, my descendants were slaves. No, my descendants were enslaved. They weren't slaves. They were human beings like everybody else that were enslaved by a weaker race. And now that race is starting to feel the pressure because the descendants of the slaves are feeling like, well, hold on, cousin, I'm not a slave, so why am I still being subjected to slave behavior? No. Let's back that up, bro. You told me that I wasn't a slave. You told me that I was free. You told me that I have certain liberties. Well, you know what? Your telling me has broken. Because now I don't believe you no more because you tell me one thing and you do another. So now I got to pull back and I got to tell myself I'm not a slave. I don't have to listen to your laws. I don't have to subject to your conditions. I'm smart enough now and I'm organized enough and I'm financed enough and I'm armed enough to know that you either gonna respect us or it's gonna be a problem. And a lot of y'all are afraid of what I'm saying because they're saying this man trying to take us to war. Every goddamn body's been taken to war. Welcome to the club. You ain't special. Well, who are you that you can talk to us like that? Who the hell are you that I can't? That's our problem. Y'all think y'all are above human history. This ain't nothing new. So what if we got cell phones and TVs? That doesn't make, we didn't advance. They come out with a new iPhone every month. When's the last time they came out with a new person? Thank you. So therefore, business as usual. Y'all give me about 100 Brooks Brothers suits and a pair of clippers and send my ass into the jungle and let me live with the gorillas and let me shave everybody up nice and whatnot, stick them in a damn suit and teach them how to speak and send their ass amongst you. They still gonna be an animal at some point because our DNA controls what we do. And my teachings to you tonight. We deep in Factz Ova Feelingz tonight. And I want y'all to understand as we come to the close of the first half an hour. We still got another half hour to go. So please, drink some water, alkaline water preferably. Get your mind right because I got some more stuff to put in there. You know you stopped by to hear the truth because everybody else lying to you. Everybody else told you there was a mystery. It ain't no mystery. I breaks it down to the basics for you because you're trying to figure out what are we going to do to get out of our situation. Listen, we're not getting out of our situation if all you doing is sitting around debating about it. We're not getting out of our situation if all you doing is sitting around saying, well, I'm this and I'm this and I'm this. No, you black. Y'all stop all this dividing who yourselves up. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm a Moor. No, we black. Now, what are we going to do about it? That's the whole idea. And all y'all sitting around all this lip service and talking, people got tired of that. We ready to move. And now that we moving, some of the same people that were sitting there talking about we bout it, ain't saying shit. I don't know about y'all, but the rest of us, we ain't on that no more. You can kiss my ass on that, and I mean that tonight. Hold on a second. So, want y'all to roll with me for a couple of seconds, not long, because I want to bring some things to your attention. If you stop and think about it, we always talk about we want our own. And most people say, well, we want our own nation. No, we're not about to invade nobody. We're going to see if y'all going to be nice enough to give us some, but we know you won't. You won't even honor the treaty, so why would we expect that? But first, we have to be able to establish our identity. See, a lot of people say, well, we're tribes of Israel. Right, but the term Israel, they hijacked and stole and attached it to some little ass spot over in North Africa, and they call that Israel. So people won't think of you as being the true tribe that you are. You see, in order for you to actually do that, we'd have to proclaim national identity. Let me break that down. National identity is a person's identity or a sense of belonging to one state or to one's nation. In this respect, it'll be our nation. It is the sense of a nation as a cohesive whole as represented by distinctive traditions, culture, and language. Traditions, culture, and language. Traditions, culture, and language. We have our own traditions. So why y'all always adopting somebody else? We have our own culture, but y'all give it away to everybody else. We have our own language, but y'all let everybody co-opt it. So how are you going to have a national identity if you don't start retaining some things for yourself? National identity may refer to the subjective feeling one shares with a group of people about a nation, regardless of your legal citizenship status. Don't you know you can be a citizen of the United States, but have national identity with a whole nother nation within the nation? We can become the United Black Nation of the Americas and still be citizens of these places that they have us under these fiat pieces of paper. We can do that today. We can do that tomorrow. All we got to do is get enough of us together, do the paperwork, declare it in the world court. Look, we know we're citizens of the United States, but today we are declaring ourselves the United Black Nation of America, nation within a nation. We have a tradition, we have a culture, and we have a language. Now, you know white folks gonna come back and say, well, do you have a flag? Because if you ain't got a flag, it don't mean nothing. We already know that. Somebody break out the flag. We got 2, 3 flags. Take your pick. We waving flags don't mean shit to us. We'll play that. National identity is a psychological term. Remember I told you we're in a battle of the minds.